Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing another challenge, another build challenge in The Sims, and this time it's not the default swatch challenge but the last swatch challenge. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that, but I think the concept is quite clear. You just use the last swatch of each object that you use in your build. So for example, for the fridge, that would be the bright blue one, and for the counters, the black ones with the white countertop, and here it's like I wanted to use the tall skinny bin, but the last swatch was horrendous in combination with the fridge, so I didn't use that. And yeah, now I'm just searching through the armchairs and looking for a swatch that doesn't clash with the couch that I chose, because I wanted to use that couch. I don't usually use it because I think the white swatch, default swatch, looks quite plasticky and uncomfortable, but actually I think that the green swatch that I use here looks okay. Maybe not super comfortable, but comfortable enough. So I think maybe I will use that more often. And I also used it because I wanted to make this starter home as well. So I didn't want to use too much money. So that's why I used the first couch and used the last swatch of it, and I found that I actually quite like it. Yeah, so it's not only the last swatch challenge, but also a starter home. So yeah, you can use that for the sim that you start with. And here I'm going through the mirrors, and the last swatches with the first two that I used were orange and didn't fit with the bed, so I decided to not use them. But again, I wanted to include a computer in this build, so I did that in the corner of the living room, and I think in the end I needed to lose some of the things to also include a TV, otherwise it wouldn't be possible to do. But I actually really enjoyed it, and of course it's not as fast as the default swatch challenge, because with the default you don't have to actually click on the object and drag it out and use the last swatch. And also sometimes it's difficult to actually see what is the last swatch, because here you can see I used the one on the bottom right, but I'm not actually sure if that's the last swatch, because in the roofs and the windows you can see that on the top left or bottom left it's the last swatch. So sometimes I wasn't quite sure if I was actually right with the swatch that I chose, that it's the last swatch. But I tried really hard to do to use the right swatch, because if the item is already in the build, the order of the swatches changes, or not the order, but how it's displayed. So sometimes I wasn't actually sure if it's the last swatch or not. So as you can see here, I went through the items that I placed and looked whether they were the last swatches. So yeah, sometimes I wasn't quite sure. But in this instances with the walls, I was quite sure. Not all the way, but quite sure. And yeah, I kept it pretty neutral in the living area, because I think the couch is already quite a color, and I didn't want to make it too colorful in the build, and so I used beige walls and bright flooring, and in the kitchen I used a dark tile, but the mostly white on top and the black on the bottom that you can't even really see because the counters are in the way. So yeah, mostly white wall. And now I'm already with the, well, not cluttering already, but almost. So I'm in the bathroom and putting down toilet paper and soap and some toothbrushes, and of course also some towels. And I chose those brown ones because I think they fit well with the red of the shower. So it's mostly black, the shower, but it has like a red trim at the bottom, and I think it fits nicely with the brown. And I didn't want to use the other towels, so yeah, I use that. And now I'm in the front portion of the room when you come in, so I put down a mirror there just to check yourself before you leave. And now I'm already looking at the paintings and putting them down in the rooms. I didn't want it to be boring in the rooms, even though paintings are like not really necessary. So this would have been maybe something that I could have, well, not spent money on and not have as much unnecessary spending, but I wanted paintings because I think it often looks so boring without paintings. And now I'm in the backyard and I put down some items there, and I'm going through the different clutter items for outside and checking whether I can, well, place some more clutter items. Now I'm in the rugs. I hadn't put down anything yet, but I needed something for the bedroom and also for the living room. And in the bedroom I used a black swatch, and in the living room I used like a neutral white and brown or beige rug with the pattern. I think it actually fits well with the table, or with the runner on the TV table, and yeah, that's why I chose it. And now I'm putting down some landscaping, so because I wanted to do a really cheap build, I made sure that, well, the landscaping isn't as excessive because it's quite expensive in the base game, and I didn't want to use debug because I wanted to challenge myself to not make it that expensive. So I sized up those low-lying plants just to, yeah, make it look fuller without having too many plants there. And then I also used a fence because that would be less expensive than, more bushes or something. So yeah, I used that, and I used one of the least expensive ones. And then I also made everything a little bit smaller because, as you can see, the lot value is a little bit too high for what I wanted. I wanted to keep it at 20,000 max. So yeah, that means that I needed to change some of the furnishing and remove something because I wanted to have a TV. So I managed that and was actually quite happy with it. And now I had some money left and I decided to decorate some more with like some more bushes and also with terrain painting, because terrain painting is free. So yeah, I used that as much as I could, and I made like a way back to the lot, and I used the eraser tool to erase the stones that weren't quite filled in with the first marking that I did, and then I used a smaller brush to fill in the stones that I actually wanted. And now I'm in the plant section because I wanted some more plants there and because I did have the money left. So yeah, I put some plants in the living room and in the bedroom and also outside, just to make it a little bit prettier in the build. Now you can see some screenshots. I think I did quite well with both of the restrictions that I put on myself. And yeah, I invite you to try as well. Of course you can download the build if you want to and play in it. My ID is tggsims. I hope you liked the video and will consider pressing the thumbs up button and subscribing. Have a great week. Bye.